Monday, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping into our little happy hour. If you're watching along with us on the YouTubes, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. If you're listening to us on the radio, 105.1 FM, 1080 AM. If you're online, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, through the Odyssey app, your smart speaker, use the fan text line 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Who do you think had the best Olympics? Us as viewers, I know where we're going to go to start this show. We'll talk about yesterday. But who do you think had the best Olympics? Lowercase, this is an exhibition of all these sports that don't get any attention the rest of the time. Some countries that maybe don't get highlighted as much around the world, except for in the Winter Olympics. Norway won 41 total medals or whatever it was. The U.S. set a record for the most gold medals, I believe, that they've ever had. There was the first ever South American gold medalist with a Brazilian skier winning in the giant slalom. Who do you think had the best?
I think American hockey fans had the greatest time watching the Olympics.
You think really?
I think by far the games were all really good. They were all really competitive.
6-0.
All close.
They whooped up on Slovakia pretty
Men's
good.
and women's all were really great games.
All right. Not so much hockey fans around the world. We'll specifically put it. Now, see, I think you're making a mistake. I think that's where you fall into the trap of going, what did you enjoy the most about it?
Yeah, I think I fell in that trap a little
That's
bit.
the trap that you're in right now. And listen, we're in the afterglow of a gold medal, and I 100% get that. But I don't want to say it's NBC and Peacock. I know they made $1 bazillion. I think they did a terrible job with the way you had to navigate through the app and try to find out the different pieces. And I know it's a lot to handle, and you want to set it up in a way that makes some sense. I have no idea who it made sense for. Talk about that in a little bit. But man, I think you look at countries like Norway, you look at sports like curling and speed skating where they get highlighted. I still think that that's the real spirit of the Winter Games, is you get fringe sports and you get countries that people don't think about until these games come around. Because the Summer Olympics are a lot more of a world sport. It's pretty easy to translate. You're like, oh, the 100-meter dash, that's the fastest man in the world. The marathon, that's the people running the longest distance in the world. You've got swimming, you've got diving, you've got all of these things. And there's a little bit of crossover where some of the sports are a little bit wonky. But I usually think that they're pretty commonly known sports. In whatever hemisphere you're in, whatever state of our union that you're in, most of those are pretty accessible. We got some sports, man, that are not accessible. We got some countries that do not do so well in the international games. But you put the winter sports out there, I think that was the hockey game, let's be honest, it was awesome. My favorite part of the Winter Games might be just that. All the people on the fringe. Do you see the photo of the Brazilian skier after he won the giant slalom?
Yeah, I did.
He's leaping like 3.5 feet off the center of the podium. First person from his continent to win in this. I mean, it was not quite Cool Runnings, but that's a pretty big moment to not just be there, but to go out and win for the first time for your continent. That's wild.
Yeah, there was also a bunch of really good, I guess, races when the Netherlands had skates on. Those speed skating races.
The Netherlands in speed skating, Norway in cross-country skiing. Yeah, I mean, it's a chance to highlight this is what we do and this is what we care about. I mean, it's funny. I go back to this book all the time. It is one of the best sports books because it just looks at things from a different angle. But in 2012, they wrote the book, The Sports Gene. I believe it was David Epstein that wrote that book. Sports Illustrated writer, and he talks about, they look at the Human Genome Project through the lens of looking at sports. And they talk about, there's a million stories in there, but it looks at nature versus nurture. If you're born with the gene to be great at cross-country skiing, does that mean you'll just be great at cross-country skiing. Well, so much of it is you have to be born in a country that has cross-country skiing to begin with, embraces it, puts an Olympic program. The story that they tell in there that this reminds me of is Jamaican sprinters. Jamaican sprinters have the same genetic makeup as a lot of Caribbean islands, as a lot of parts of the United States. It's not geographically that far removed. The West African roots of a lot of the runners there have the same, makeup, all the stuff. And this book is about the stuff versus the place.
Yeah,
what they do in Jamaica, when all the kids are 3 or 4 years old, they line up the entire island of 3 and 4-year-olds
and they race.
And they do a foot race.
Yeah.
And whoever the fastest is in that race gets a little bit of celebrity and a whole lot of coaching, and they are from then on in the sprinting program, and it's really competitive, and there's a lot of national pride tied to it, and all of those things. You were saying?
Yeah, it says Epstein challenges the idea that sheer willpower and practice alone creates champions, showing that some innate skills have genetic roots, while some voluntary traits, like the will to train, have genetic components.
It is, and it's really interesting because the conclusion of the book is something to the effect of, Does every sprinter in the 100-meter final have the same gene mutation that allows them to do that fast? Yeah, they do. Do they all have the same upbringing? Do they all have the same thing that brings them there? They certainly do not. The other thing is just having that mutation does not put you in that race. It requires this whole array of things, of the people that are around you and everything that goes into it. And there's no way to reverse engineer this. It's very easy to look at it and go, all right, well, these 10 people are running this race. Let's go ahead and take a look at their genes and see what makes them special. There's no way to go, let's take all the genes and make the comparison. So it ends up with being sport is still sport, regardless of what happens. And yes, the Norwegians are great at skiing because they probably have a lot of advantages, but primarily they take pride in what they and it means something. And this guy that won the 6 gold medals for Norway will be a national hero forever, just like Jack Hughes, just like Matt Boldy, just like all of the guys that won that hockey game. So
Johannes Haflot Klebo is his name.
Oh, I know. That's why I chose not to say it. I just said that. I think we all know who we're talking about. I can mispronounce his name, just like I did several times last week, if you would like me to. But I will leave it there. Just before we get into our main topic, which of course it revolves around hockey, I need to tell you that Fan Madness is back. Join the Fan Thursday, March 19th, Friday, March 20th for 2 of the most exciting days of basketball in the history of the world. It will be at Tom's Watch Bar in the A-Lene Casino Resort in Ridgefield. Dirt and Sprague, the firm of Harrison Meringue, happy hour with yours truly, and Primetime with Isaac and Suk, all broadcasting live throughout the day. Don't miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A-Lene and Window Nation. March 19th and 20th at A-Lene Casino Resort. Can we talk about that hockey game yesterday?
Let's do it.
You have a rivalry that good. You have fans that rabid. And for the Portland Winterhawks to beat the Thunderbirds yesterday 4-3, I mean, it was... No? Is that not the game you were thinking of?
I was pulling up the call from yesterday.
Oh, please pull up the call from yesterday. No, we're talking Olympic hockey. Let's hear it.
And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes puts it around the car. United States with numbers. Watch across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold.
46 years to the day of the Miracle on Ice, you have the U.S. atop the podium for the first time. That is pretty epic. I mean, the game, okay. I very much wanted to watch the game. I don't need to get you all the details, but we had a tough day on Saturday, and it involves some drinking. I woke up about 4:59 on Sunday morning. I had every intention of getting up and watching the game if I woke up naturally when I went to bed.
Makes sense.
I had a little bit of a hangover. I told myself, I was like, you know what? It's going to be on Peacock later. They have promised that we'll get the replays and the recaps and all the things. So, you know what? I've got a busy day. I should probably get a little bit more sleep. I've got a handful of things I have to do, but I have a window where I'm sure I can watch a game. The family won't mind, but I don't want to turn on the TV and wake up the entire house because kids have a bunch of things to do. My wife has a bunch of things to do. We all have a pretty busy. If I wake everybody up right now because I'm hooting and hollering about this, I'm going to wait.
That's where you got to put the phone down, too.
Did not look at my phone all morning. I finally get to my little window. I open the Peacock app, and I go to the Olympic thing. Just a giant graphic of historic goal. NBC, Peacock, you know why people are going there. You know that everything is time shifted. I officially hate you. But I told myself, you know what? I set aside the time. I was planning to watch the game anyways. I put it on. I got to the third period, and I thought there was no way that the U.S. was going to be able to hang on, and I knew the results. That's how good the game was. The U.S. came out, and listen, Kenny Albert and the entire broadcast team was as excited as you possibly could be. The first few shifts that the Americans had were fantastic. They didn't even have a shot on goal. That's how hyped everybody was for the game. Brian Boucher is on the sideline saying he's never seen hockey that fast. He goes, give me the Stanley Cup Finals. Give me any other game. This is the fastest I've ever seen. The first shot on goal is 4 minutes into the game or whatever it was, 6 minutes into the game. Matt Boldy finally gets a shot on goal, and it's a goal. I mean, one of the more ridiculous shots you've ever seen, and the hyperbole of the broadcast. So if you didn't see any of the game, Matt Boldy, I believe he's the leading scorer for the Wild. He is making a break through the neutral zone, just tosses the puck up to himself, keeps it in the air with first tosses it with forehand, keeps it up with a backhand, goes through two of the best defenders, not only on the Canadian team, in the world, splits them, gets ahead of them, gets to the goal, and just a little soft little redirect at the net, puts it in. The goal's ridiculous. Every time they do a replay, they're like, oh, he knew exactly what he was doing. He grew up with the stick handling while he was watching games, and he was this and he was that, and it was so great because of this. And he knew that if he could do this, he would do that, and he was smart enough to know in that moment. Just hilarious. Then they go to the first intermission interview, and they're like, how did you keep that puck in the air? He's like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what happened. And that goal? That's probably just luck. It's just so good. The difference between the actual hockey players and the plays, and then it's the Olympics and it's the biggest stage and the crowds are going crazy, and it was insane. And then Jack Hughes takes a high stick to the face, loses a tooth, but not like a single tooth. He lost half of two teeth, totaling one tooth that he lost. So he has a smile that looks like, oh, we just got hit in the face with a hockey stick. Why? Oh, because he did. And he's the one that gets the goal. His brother early in the tournament makes an overtime goal. So you have the Hughes brothers, Quinn and Jack, national heroes. They come out with the Gaudreau jersey as a thing. The moment the overtime goal is scored, the amount of hockey equipment that is thrown into the crowd as they score the goal, it's just pure elation. The whole thing was amazing. There's a handful of guys on the Canadian team going, you can watch a game and tell me who you thought best team was. I thought it was Canada. I didn't think there was any way the U.S. was going to win, and I knew they won as I'm watching the game. They had 42 shots. Connor Hellebuck had like not just a game of
saved 41 of 42
the tournament.
Shots.
That's like all-time stuff. I mean, it is, the whole thing was just amazing. It's fantastic. I could go on for days, and I might. We've got the platform. I may go on for days. It was as good a hockey game as I've ever seen, and the final result was revealed to me despite my best efforts not to see it. Next time I will be waking up with hangover, whether the children need to sleep or not, whether the wife needs to sleep or not. I will not miss that opportunity. I might go back and watch that game a couple more times, to be quite honest. It was that good.
Honestly, I haven't gone back and watched it yet.
You should.
I need to.
Some of the plays, some of the saves. There's a double doink shot that hits both posts. There's just moments in it like you can't help but get caught up in the energy. It's fantastic. So if anybody thinks, oh, I can't watch it because I know what happened, I'm here to tell you, you very much can. Let's do a little in case you missed it. In case you missed it, Blue Jays star George Springer trolled Canadian teammates by rocking a Team USA hockey jersey at batting practice right after the U.S. beat Canada for the Olympic gold. You have to love George Springer. All Americans hate him because he cheated at America's pastime, so he moves to baseball's only Canadian team, wins over the entire country with an all-time playoff performance, then manages to alienate them before opening day. It's like he's trying to be the most hated baseball player ever. Right now, Barry Bonds looks like a basket of puppies. Congratulations, George Springer. I'm very proud of you. In case you missed it, Nathan McKinnon, Canadian hockey star, his reaction to getting a stuffed animal mascot has gone viral. Just absolute disgust. He didn't want it. He didn't earn it. Canadians are not soft like the rest of the world. They don't need a consolation plushie. He knows the truth. Stuffies are for closers. Stuffies. If I had time, I was going to watch the whole Glengarry going around, but I did not have time to do that. I wanted to practice the whole thing, but I think that was sufficient. In case you missed it, Shohei Ohtani says he'll only pitch in the 2026 World Baseball Classic if Mike Trout plays. You may remember the 2023 head-to-head between the Angels teammates. This is why the tournament exists. You have to make things like this happen. That wasn't a punchline. Shohei Ohtani isn't just the best two-way player ever. He's also the best executive producer baseball has, and he should run this whole thing. He's a top 10 hitter, an elite pitcher, gold standard for base stealing. He's a natural at television programming. Honestly, he may have been better than anybody at throwing a fall guy and throwing him under the bus when he gets caught in a gambling scandal. Is there anything he can't do?
He really is the most interesting man on earth.
That's actually fair. I was going to say the perfect human, but there you go. In case you missed it, Tarek Skubal says he's only making one capped start for Team USA before heading back to Tigers camp. Honestly, I respect his lack of effort. I think this is great. I think I'll do the same thing. I'm going to watch one World Baseball Classic game, then I'm going to go back to rewatching Frasier. At least I know Niles will be there for every episode. I am all in. No?
I'm not a big Frasier guy. I've actually never seen it.
I'm trying to think of it. You've never seen Frasier?
Never seen Frasier.
Right.
I've seen Cheers, so I'm not crazy.
It's very different. You should go back and watch at least a few episodes of Frasier. I was trying to think of a more obscure baseball show to align with the Tigers' potential for a World Series. I know they got close last year, but let's be honest. You're overpaying your entire pitching staff. You're going to underperform. We know how this works in baseball. Get lost. And finally, in case you missed it, Angels owner Artie Moreno says that his internal survey shows that winning isn't even a top 5 priority for fans who apparently care more about affordability and safety. He's getting a lot of heat for this, but I don't know why people are so upset. Affordability and fun sound great. And remember where the Angels play. The only thing to do for entertainment besides Angels games in Anaheim is to pay your entire life savings so a cartoon mouse can slowly drain your soul from your body. They live in Southern California. If anybody needs affordability and fun, it is Angels fans. Please and thank you. Thank you to our wonderful studio audience. We are going to play a little game of the Tape Don't Lie later. This will be the first edition. I have no idea what Casey is going to play for me. Usually I participate in the selection of these clips. You are going to play me sounding dumb. I will have to defend myself, deny the claim that it is stupid, or blame somebody else. We'll see what happens today at 2:30 when we do Tape Don't Lie. But right now we need to get into what JSN thinks his future contract might look like, where the Trailblazers went wrong over the weekend, and other sports when we do the Daily Buzz. You are listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
Luke Anderson.
Well, a little mixed bag for the Blazers over the weekend coming off the All-Star break. They're rested. They're ready to go. They're feeling great. No Shaedon Sharpe, but hey, we've got, Matisse Thybulle coming out to play. Deni Avdija's in the lineup. Feeling pretty good. We got the Nuggets coming to town. This should be a fun one. Hey, Luke, you should go to the basketball game. Blazers lost 157-103 on Friday night. I repeat, 157-103. Would you like to break that game down? No, I would not. We will move on from that.
The Buzz.
Little bounce back game on Sunday. They did get to play against the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns decided to play none of their players, and they only managed to get a 92-77 victory. Yes, so you went from allowing 157 to 77. I want to make sure that we're understanding what happened here. So in 2 games, you gave up 157 followed by 77 points.
I believe we said it on the firm as the largest differential in a 2-game split in Blazers history.
In any team ever in the history of sport, there cannot be another 2-game split where somebody gave up more than double. The point differential between these 2 games is
80.
greater than 150, greater than 77.
It's greater than
It's
the amount
greater
of
than
points
the
you
amount
let
of
up.
points you scored or gave up in the second game. I mean, I picked the right game to go to. Holy cow. All right, sorry.
The Buzz.
Okay, let's get a quote from JSN. He is talking about his contract coming up. Had a great season for your Seattle Seahawks. We're very excited about this. This is the first time he has sounded like a wide receiver in history, so I want to read this to you so you can understand what he is saying. I know my time is coming, and when we get it done, it's going to be a great deal. God's timing is perfect timing, so whenever that may come, we'll be ready for it. I believe I deserve to be the highest paid in my position. Whew, that's what you want to hear if you're a Seahawks fan. Just what I give to the game and the community. I give it my all. I think that's worth a lot more. I would play this game for free. Okay, sounded more like a Seahawk. I love this game so much, but I don't have to. Sounded more like a wide receiver. And I'm learning to be a good businessman, and we need that check at the end of the day. I'm not sure how I feel about this. No need to re-sign JSN right now. You have him under contract for another season, then you really have to get into extension mode. There has been expressed interest by both sides to get an extension done early. The advantage of that, of course, is yes, you pay the highest amount now or near the top right now, but as the salary cap grows, as the contract ages, then it becomes a better deal. So the question the Seahawks have to figure out is, okay, if he wants to be the highest paid receiver in football, is that something you want to even discuss? If it is, let's talk early. If it's not, let's play this thing out and see how it goes. He's coming off of a all-time year.
An all-pro season. And to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL, he'd only have to make $40.5 million.
That's only, you said only. I just want to make sure that you're hearing your own voice say only.
Only $40.5 million.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about it.
The Buzz.
All right, let's move over to the franchise tag zone. So it looks like the Cowboys will be or are leaning towards franchising one George Pickens. That would be $28 million. And it appears that the Atlanta Falcons, had a resurgent year from Kyle Pitts, and they are planning to use the tag on their tight end. We were watching the Falcons-Seahawks game, and my brother is not he's a football fan. He's a fan of the NFL. He doesn't watch as many games as I do that are outside of the Seahawks. He genuinely looked at me and looked at everybody else that we were watching the game with, and he goes, why don't they just throw that dude the ball every single time? And when Kyle Pitts was drafted, I think that's what the Falcons were hoping he would be. Well, he certainly was that for stretches this season, so we will see how that ends up.
I mean, he was the second
working out
best tight end in football this year.
this season, but he hasn't been over
Exactly.
the time of his rookie contract. So I think this move actually makes a lot of sense. George Pickens, that one, Well, first of all, it's a decision by the Cowboys, so even if I think it's the right one, now I have to check how I feel about it. But universally, this does not seem like a very good idea.
And I just think it's crazy because the Cowboys.
Do you know anything about George Pickens?
Oh, he's not a nightmare to deal with at all.
The fact that you were excited to get DK Metcalf over that dude says something. And DK Metcalf slapped a fan this year.
Exactly. Javonte Williams just signed a 3-year deal with Dallas, but Dallas refused to pay their 2 All-Pro running backs the years prior. The year before that, they had Rico Dowdle.
Yep.
He ran for 1,000 yards this year. And then the year before that, they had Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Who has, again, multiple All-Pro seasons.
Well, why did they do that? Who was the last running back the Cowboys signed?
Ezekiel Elliott.
And how'd that go?
Exactly.
Okay.
The Buzz.
All right, let's take a look at some tush. The tush push, according to competition committee co-chair Rick McKay. That's easy to say. NFL competition committee co-chair. That's a lot of C's. Rick McKay has confirmed that he has not seen any team proposals to ban the tush push. It's funny how differently we look at that play when the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl. Anybody else shocked by that? No? Just me? Okay.
The Buzz.
All right, here is what is going on in the competition committee. They are considering, for the first time ever, and I'm very curious how you feel about this, young Casey, the booth officials being able to throw flags.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of sky flags? If
Not
they
a
can
fan.
connect them to the spider camera, I think I'm in. I need some way for this to parachute in some fashion where I actually get a flag. Maybe we have one of those T-shirt cannons on the side, and you just have a guy that is firing it out there, but I need to know, make it fluorescent green or something. You know, it's a booth.
I have a lot of issues with, again, we already debate what is a catch. I have a lot of issues with the 50-50 balls that are then going to have a lot of contact between a receiver and a corner. Where are we going to start
That is
throwing the
exactly
flag
where
there?
my mind went, was I'm okay with this if you make one change. Stop making pass interference a spot foul and stop making any defensive secondary penalty an automatic first. Get rid of automatic
Agreed.
first downs, first of all. But if you want to do something like this and you want to get all the calls right, I am fine with that. The dumbest thing the NFL does, in my opinion, is automatic first downs and spot fouls. College football does not do this. They certainly don't do the spot foul. They do have some automatic first downs. But those two things, if you're 4th and 29 and there is a 5-yard holding penalty, and that is an automatic first down, that is one thing that absolutely drives me crazy. So if you want to get things right and call more flags because you want for accuracy's sake, make the penalties less harsh. That's the only way I can think that this works.
The Buzz.
While we're here, I just need to do this very quickly. We are practicing the robot umpires in baseball. Giants shortstop Willie Adams successfully got a call by less than 0.1 inches. How do we feel about the robot umpires since we just talked about it in football? How do we feel about it in baseball?
I think in baseball, it makes just a lot more sense because as the season goes on, the umpire strike zone is going to get wider, and they're going to only miss more calls.
Amen to that. Just keeps them focused in the middle of July when maybe this game doesn't matter. And the fact that it is a player challenge, if you're down 14 runs in the 7th inning and somebody misses a strike either direction, I don't think we're going to worry about it too much. So I think this is a fantastic thing. I think we've gone a little bit over it. Maybe it's my hockey hype. Maybe it's my excitement for rule changes. But we need to get to Tape Don't Lie. We will do it after we walk over to the George McCoy at Worn Out Sports Desk and see what it is. Is it okay if I say I'm a little nervous about me saying dumb things that you got to select?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by 808 Hawaiian Restaurant. Mixed plates like Grandma used to make if your grandma were from the Big Island. Woodstock, Burnside, Beaverton, or online at ate-oh-ate.com.
That sounds good.
First on the fan, Lindsey Vonn revealed in an Instagram post that she nearly lost her leg following the crash in the women's downhill at the Olympics. Vaughn, 41, said that the trauma from the crash led to compartment syndrome in her leg. And all I want to do is just wish her a speedy recovery.
Dude, all I want to do is give her a hug. She almost lost her leg. She did lose her dog. She's on, 5 or 6 surgeries so far. One of the more courageous things we've ever seen in sports. You get the videos of her doing squats with a rack of weight, getting geared up to do it, just to do what she loved. She had to fight to get this comeback going after getting a titanium knee on the other side. Say what you want about her decision to go back out and ski. It took bravery beyond what I can imagine, and then to go through this and share the journey along the way. American hero. She's awesome. It's inspiring. I can't even make jokes about her anymore. We did enough.
Again,
I
no
tried
jokes.
to keep them 100%.
Just pure.
Yeah.
We hope you get better,
Dude,
and we hope you get back
Amen.
out there. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Moran.
On Friday night, the Battle of LA. Clippers kind of offloaded some guys at the trade deadline. Lakers, LeBron already said that they're not a championship caliber team. I don't think he really believes that. I think he's just trying to temper expectations. I know Los Angeles Lakers fans can get crazy. I expect them to go out and make short work of the Clippers. This is where the Clippers start trending down. This is where Kawhi Leonard stops showing up to games. And I think the Lakers, if they want to make a real run, got to take it serious right now.
That was, again, you talking about how the Lakers, they ended up winning that game against the Clippers, which I'm very surprised about. But
well, see, that part I had right. James Worthy had to come out and trash the effort for the Lakers against the Celtics. That's not great. Listen, I apologize for believing in LeBron. This is just the nostalgia in me. I do want to see the Lakers go and do something. I want LeBron to keep playing. I don't need him to be a star in this league. I just think it is so funny seeing all of these headlines that come up. LeBron James, the first one to 43,000 points. Of course he is. He's the first one to every point he scores for the rest of his career. I just think that it's great to see guys go out there that love the game. He gave up chocolate and wine to keep playing basketball. Celtics pretty good at basketball still. If they can get Tatum back, I'll be interested to see what happens. Right about the Clippers, wrong about the Lakers. We'll see. It could win a championship. They have the Knicks ahead of the Pistons as a threat to win out of the East. You have Knicks-Pistons this weekend. This is a 1 seed versus a 3 seed. I have watched the Pistons play as much as I've watched the Knicks. The Knicks are a better version of what they were last year with Karl Anthony Towns. I think they figured out a way to make that work. I kind of like the veteran leadership. I like the Pistons and what they got. They got the youth. They go fast. They play good defense. I'm going to go with the Knicks in this game.
You bet against my Cade Cunningham.
Ooh, you had this dead right. Cade Cunningham, we talked about this a little bit on Friday, so we don't need to go too deep here, but he just showed up and said, hey, people don't believe that we're the 1 seed. I heard what you said, Anderson, you idiot. And he went and made me look real dumb on that take.
Did you also see Jalen Brunson's reaction to Karl Anthony Towns getting blocked multiple times this weekend?
I did not, no.
Find the clip. Jalen Brunson is looking very dejected.
Karl Anthony Towns is one of the more polarizing players in this league, where it feels like he should at some point figure out that if he just plays to his size. I mean, there's moments where you're just like, God, he's so good putting up 50 and you do all, and then God, he just shrinks in other moments, and I appreciate that I called him out. I apologize to Cade Cunningham and everybody that I said those dumb things. But the 5th annual NBA HBCU Classic will be part of All-Star Weekend, so you'll have a match.
Had to go back in the well for this
North Carolina A&T, which I believe is a school that J.R. Smith went to play golf. Is that right?
I believe you are right on that.
And then the Aggies of North Carolina A&T will take on the Hampton Pirates. So a good way to showcase the historically black colleges and universities. So I'll tell you right now, I'm taking the Pirates. I mean, I keep Pirates over Aggies. That's an easy pick.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay, obvious.
Did you see the final score of this game?
Yes, I did.
The North Carolina A&T
We did not have
Aggies
a Monday last week. I didn't think you were going to go deep.
won 71-70 over the Hampton Pirates.
It was a close game. I didn't realize. I knew I said that about that game. You hear Stephen Vaughn. Oh, absolutely. Got to go.
Absolutely.
Got to go with the Pirates. How did I not go with J.R. Smith team? No, that was. Hey, you know what? What did I say? It would be a good way to highlight the HBCUs.
And it did exactly that.
So the fact that we're talking about it now for a second time is a wonderful callback. I appreciate you bringing that up. I will not apologize for that take. If anybody thinks I've spent a lot of time watching the two teams in that battle playing, I think you probably know that would not be the case. So
both those teams have losing records at the moment.
Yeah, wait, listen, I'm glad the NBA does it. It doesn't mean that you're going to draw me in. Not even that they're HBCUs. I don't think I've watched an entire college basketball game. If you combine all the minutes and all the highlights I've watched of college basketball.
I think I watched one Kansas game, and I think I watched the game where Peterson just decided, all right, 18 minutes and I'm out.
Did I mention that the Fan will be at A for Fan Madness, the most exciting days of basketball, March 19th and 20th? Be there. This show will be there giving you all the insight on the tournament. Blazers hosting the Nuggets. Not an easy game. Never easy to play against Jokic. You have to figure out a lot of different ways to try to stop him. Donovan Clingan is starting to round into a full-fledged NBA player with a great defensive prowess. He's a good rebounder. He's going to get in there. Is he good enough to disrupt Jokic? Probably not. But Blazers have been pointed out multiple times on this station and elsewhere, easiest schedule the rest of the way. The last 30 games are as easy as anybody's. This would be a really nice win to get things. Do I think they can do it? No, I do not. I will take the Nuggets in this one. I would like to see them win, but I'm trying to win this thing. I picked with my heart during the entire NFL season. It led my Seahawks to win a Super Bowl, I realized, but I didn't win a single week of that. I'm trying to win this stupid pick'em. We're going to be in baseball season soon. I'm trying to win it. Let's go.
You were pretty much spot on about this Denver-Portland game, but the reason I pulled that clip is because you said how badly you wanted to win in the pick'em and how much you had been picking with your heart. Did you pick with your heart this week too?
I got pretty close. No, I was going to that game, so having the Blazers win would have been fantastic. So I went again. I looked at the Nuggets and said, okay, they're in. The thing about the Nuggets, that's the only game they won. If you combine their total output of offense, they would have won all 3 games. If they would have spread it out, it would have been a lot nicer. I'm at the game, and it very quickly realized that this will not be enjoyment. But did you see Donovan Clingan at the beginning of that game? Did you watch that game from the jump? That is the second time the first 2 baskets of a Blazers game that I've watched have been Donovan Clingan threes. Yes, please. That was absolutely fantastic. So I had a little bit of excitement, and somebody else bought the beers. So it was a win halfway for me on Friday night.
All right, I got one more for you.
All right, it's not the buzz. It is the, what are we doing now? Oh, one more for the road. Casey is trying his best. It has been identified that it is not his fault, but I'm still blaming him for any technical errors that we've had for the entire program. This never would have happened with a different producer, just so you know. But I still love you, brother.
I love you too, Luke. But I'm feeling a little vindicated after our whole mishap on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, no. Listen, if I said anything against you, I would like to apologize. I'm very sorry. In the moment, I thought it was funny. Reflecting back, I realized that it was not. You have done a great job here. I appreciate everything that you're doing.
It's still funny.
But I'm still going to make fun of you because you wear a Yankees hat in whatever color you have, and you are just a punk kid, and you have this wealth of knowledge that I appreciate,
Amen to
but
that.
I feel threatened every time you're on here. So if there is a technical mishap, technically you are at the controls, and I will do it again. So I'm sorry, mostly because it will continue to
And
happen
technically,
throughout.
it wasn't my fault.
Sure, I get that. But any opportunity I get to make you look bad, I will do my best. So I'm apologizing not for the past, but for the future, because it will continue.
Because it will happen again.
You're the man. I appreciate it. Hey, guess who's old and wants to keep playing sports that's not LeBron? We'll discuss that in one more for the road. We do it next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed anything from this show or you're not able to listen to this show right now, please download the podcast. It is at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. Mr. Smith, what are the people saying on the Text Toy and YouTube chats that we need to address before we move on?
People got trash talking Canada saying that we should make Canada the 51st state now after that whole hockey.
Oh, when you own someone. Yeah, I had to get that. That kind of makes sense. I will tell you, Canada was outstanding in that game. But, yeah, the U.S., listen, you can go back and say we were the better team, and you can brag about how good your team was and dominant if we had Sidney Crosby. Whatever, you lost the game. So shut up, Canada. Anything else?
That's about it.
All right,
Just a lot of Canada slander.
Well, yes. Okay, I should have predicted that. I apologize for not having that. Let's do... Kevin Durant has pushed back against the narratives that his Olympic career is over, confirming that he intends to play in the 2028 LA Games. Obviously, a lot of talk right now about the Olympics, and there's a lot of talk for the wrong reasons about the 2028 Olympics. But with the world getting better and better and better all the time in the sport of basketball, KD still wants to be Captain America. He'll be 40 by the time the LA 2028 games come around. What do you think about the aged Olympians? He said that Steph Curry has not necessarily said he's out. LeBron has said he's done. Would you like to see youth and age go out there and represent, or you just want to see the young Bucks go out and play for Team USA? KD's got 4 medals
as long
already.
As KD's creating a mismatch for other countries because he's just a freak athlete at 6'11" and can shoot all over the place, put him out there. Like, as long as he's...
Is there nobody else on the U.S. roster that creates mismatches all over the place, or is he that kind of unicorn that we want?
But that's the thing is, if you can be that one unicorn on the team that just separates themselves where teams are going to have to double you now free up space for a Steph Curry or, a Tyrese Halliburton and Ed Edwards. I think it's just really dangerous to have him out there.
How do we feel? We just had the U.S. hockey team win for the first time in 46 years. The day after the U.S. team winning an Olympic gold in basketball doesn't match the excitement of a day like today by any stretch. It's one of those things where if KD and Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards and whoever else is on the U.S. roster go out and win, it's kind of expected. If the young guys can't go out and win, KD's already got 4. We can be disappointed for a year, and maybe we can get some global competition where it actually becomes a tournament. I don't want to speak ill of the championship that was won by the U.S. women's hockey team because Canada is a formidable opponent. They have met in the final 7 out of the last 8 years. That's why it wasn't exciting. It wasn't because it was women and not men, and men's hockey is more entertaining. I think part of it is just the excitement where you have to go through a bit more of a gauntlet. They have not met in every final. It's the 3rd time they have met. There are a lot of great teams that were out there playing. It took overtime in, all of the final tournament for Canada to finish those games. It took an overtime for the U.S. to win their first semifinal game in there. There was overtime games in group play. When the competition is fierce, it makes the tournament more fun. I am all in on the USA winning medals, winning championships. That is fantastic. USA basketball, we saw what happened in the All-Star game. The world wanted to beat the Stars. They wanted to beat the Stripes. They didn't beat either. And the final ended up being U.S. versus U.S. And the old guys went, I'm tired now. We don't really care about the All-Star game. Let's see to the young guys. Maybe let the young guys have the Olympic golds. Let them go out there and win their own. That's what I say. Casey, you with me on that?
I'm very much with you.
Were you able to get what we were looking for?
I am. It's about 25 seconds long. So we
25 seconds, so we got plenty of time.
We can run it now.
Look at well. I mean, have you this is your first time being introduced to this piece of music. I think it's appropriate that on a day where we're celebrating America, that more gold, more medals than they've ever achieved in the Winter Olympics, both of your hockey teams are champions. You have a figure skating women's gold medal for the first time in 24 years, a gold medal in men's hockey for the first time in 46 years. I think we need to be a little patriotic. Go ahead and play what we've prepared for the people.
I'll take and you say, by the dawn's razor cat row. The sun, damn it! What are you looking at, fool? Shut your face! I'm the home of the free, and there's something of the brave. Play ball!
That doesn't make you feel good as an American. I don't know what will. That is the national anthem from a TV show that I worked on a long time ago. And that is a great Dweezil Zappa fronting an imaginary band called Razor Cat. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to play that more often as we go on. So your favorite moment from the Olympics, definitely the hockey tournament.
Yeah,
I know
the
we talked
hockey.
about that a little bit earlier. Anything else that you want to point out before we move on? I think we're done with the Olympics after today.
I'm
I
trying to
that's all
think
we're
of
really-
any. I mean, the curling fight, the Canada, that was pretty intense. That got
Yeah.
pretty heated.
Can I just say how much I love the preview of the hockey game? Like the opening clip was like 90% fights. Like we pretended that hockey didn't need fighting for a little while, and the NHL tried to move
It
away
does.
from it. International hockey tried to move away from it. The whole opening clip, and I know that it's produced by the American broadcasters that put that together, and it wasn't displayed all over the world. It was just Americans and Canadians fighting. That got me so amped for the game. That was just absolutely epic. Anything else that you need, young man, before we say goodbye to the Winter Olympics for another 4 years?
No, that's all I got.
Well, Casey Smith, thank you. As always, I appreciate you doing the work that you do on this show, young man. I want to say a big thank you to all of our listeners that joined the show today. And we can't end a show without thanking Isaac Everett Rock. We're all done for now. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Just purse your lips and whistle. That's the thing.